being it. Whoa! In a race car.
I'm begging you, stop!
Sorry. What's up guys, welcome back to Real Talk, and as you've probably seen in the title of the video, I have bought the cheapest car in the UK, which is road legal, by the way. So you're probably thinking, why on earth have you bought that? Well, first of all, I thought it'd be good content, it would be a good video, and the rest I'll explain here. But before we get into today's video, you guys have a guess what car it is, and I'm also going to have you guess how much I paid for it. So it is road legal. It's one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest, in terms of what it's got, the miles, road legal, MOT, things like that. But it's behind me at the moment, it's behind the camera at the moment, I'm looking at it, and I don't know why, but I'm really excited to show you guys. So, without further ado, let's show you what I bought. Handbrake doesn't really work, to be fair. Stinks. So, here it is. My 2005 Renault Clio. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the car first, and I'm going to have you guess how much you think I paid for it. So I'll just give you the basics. 2005 Renault Clio. Pretty much full service history, you could call it. Fresh new tyres, got about 5 mil on all the tyres. MOT runs out in October. So I have had it a few months, but it's done 58,000 miles. So, how much do you think I've paid for it? So we'll get into the spec in a second, because it is quite a high spec car, and I'll grab the camera in a second, we'll walk around, we'll talk about that. But how much do you think I paid for it? Let me know in the comments how much you think this cost me. 2005 Renault Clio, it's a 1.4 by the way. I hope that wasn't at me. Go again. So yeah, 2005 Renault Clio, 16 valve 1.4, 58,000 miles on the clock. Let me know in the comments how much you think I paid for this. So let's grab the camera, let's have a good walk around the car and see what we can find, what's wrong with it. So let's go. Oh, so here she is. So as I've said, 2005 Renault Clio, 58,000 miles on the clock. We'll talk through some of the extras now, but you let me know in the comments how much you think I've paid for this. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised, to be honest. So we'll talk through the spec and we'll talk about why have I bought this car. What was the reason for buying this car, Christian? I've had it a little while, to be fair, but we'll start first of all with the power plant that's under that fine French silver bonnet. 1.4, 16 valve. I didn't slack there, I went for the higher powered version. So I think we're running about 80 brake horsepower. Beautiful. 0 to 60, don't know, but we'll do a 0 to 60 test to see what it runs at. Let's do a quick 0 to 60 here we go. How many seconds you guess? Oh, and it sets off, bogged down a bit there. Oh, good change. There's 50 approaching, into third, and there's 60. Oh, that's quicker than I thought. If you come round, I can show you the front, the rear, whatever. Look at those 15-inch alloys. Yes, I've gone for alloys, and we've got some classic barrel brakes on the back there, so perfect for not stopping. Walk around the back, there's pretty much scuffs and dents on every panel of the car, but it's relatively clean. I don't mean as in clean as the car's clean, I mean it's not too bad for its age, but the car does need a good wash. But yeah, finished in, I don't know what silver this is, so we'll just call it Clio Silver or Special Silver, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it does the job. It's not let me down. So how much do you reckon I've paid for this? Because I don't think you'll believe it, to be honest. But some other cool features that it's got: sunroof, which was leaking water really badly. I've got clips of the car filled with water because I have had this a few months, to be fair. Tried to duct tape it. It's not really gone to plan, so I've permanently sealed it. So great sunroof, which doesn't work. So if we jump in the car, we are greeted with this. Beautiful. So we'll start with the steering wheel. My goodness. It's not leather, don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it looks tragic, to be honest. Got air conditioning and some Greggs wrappers. Air conditioning it works, I can put it that way. Feels like a bit of a light brisk, you know, when your nan breathes on you. That's kind of how it feels, because it also gives off a funny stench. But it all works fine. I've got no issues with it. It's got automatic lights. It has got nice 5-speed gearbox there, which I think's on the way out. It's got the likes of, you can control everything, you know. Yeah, I think that's about it, to be honest. DAB radio, electric windows, the sunroof, like I said, which doesn't open. So that is pretty much the spec of the car. So your guesses are in for how much I paid for it. So I'm going to tell you now, and then we'll jump in after and go for a little drive. All of this, and I'm pleasantly surprised, cost me 250 quid. All of that, which I just think is, that's a lot of car for the money, really, isn't it? So we'll jump in the car. I'll tell you a little bit about why I've actually bought this. Not so much why I chose this car, because I was going to buy any sort of runaround, to be fair, which I've kind of given it away. But let's jump inside the car and let's talk a little bit more about it. But here is the Clio, so let's get in. So you join me in the Renault Clio 1.4 16 valve, 80 brake horsepower. And yes, as I'm talking to you, my foot is flat down. And I think the clutch is slipping. But I apologise if you can't hear me properly. I have ordered a clip-on mic now because this is just getting ridiculous. But yeah, I thought I'd tell you a little bit more about why I've bought this car. A lot of people are probably asking, or probably thinking, why have you bought this? You know, what is the point? You've got an M2 comp, and look, I'll keep it real with you guys here. Point is, it's all well and good having these cars, but they cost a lot of money to run. And personally, my commute to and from work every day is 60 miles, pretty much, thereabouts. A lot of miles putting on the car unnecessarily, and secondly, it's costing a lot of money. And yes, as I've said, 250 quid this car cost me, and I'll probably make that back within a month or two in not driving the M2. So for me, it's a bit of a no-brainer. So why have I bought a Clio? Out of all the cars, to be honest, I don't know. I had no preference. This car came up. It was a good opportunity for me to buy a. Yes, it does make a really bad rattly noise, so I do apologise for that. And I thought, yeah, let's do it.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to.
No, I'm not. This car isn't quick enough to do that.
Hold on a second.
Here we go. Are you ready? Let's do a 0 to 60.
3, 2, 1.
Oh god, I pulled away in second gear. Shit. Oh, there's 40. Oh my god, we're up to 50 into third gear. That's 60. Oh. So yeah, I wasn't really specifically looking for any type of car, but I knew that I wanted a daily. And like I said, the reason is the M2 costs a lot of money to run. I don't want to put unnecessary miles on it, as I've got a few trips planned with it. And since I've had the M2, I've had it, 2 months now, I think. I've done like 4,000 miles, which is it's a lot. And I want to keep the miles off. My cars are quite precious, and I don't want to neglect it in a way where, come a year or 2 years' time, it's done an extra 30,000 miles, because that's not going to help the value either. So yeah, I bought this as a daily, and it's so much better on why I bought it. And do you know what? Like I said, keeping it real with you, I couldn't be happier. It does the job perfectly. Yes, it makes a few rattles. Yes, it's not the cleanest place to currently sit in, which I will get sorted. But it does everything perfectly. It starts up first time. I've not really had many issues with it. The only issue I had was the sunroof, as I'd mentioned before. That being whoa! Lot of light now. Point is the sunroof, they're quite notorious for it, I think, was leaking quite badly. Got into the car, footwell was, I literally mean it was about that deep, and I was scooping out with a thing and had to let the car dry. Bought loads of dehumidifiers. So I thought I'd seal the car up with some duct tape, which just looked awful, by the way, especially after it would start flapping on the motorway. So I took the plunge, sealed it, absolutely fine, no issues. Other than that though, look, it's for 250 quid this car cost me, and it's done less miles than what I thought. It's approaching 54,000 miles. Believe it's had 4 owners, MOT until the end of October, and look, it's not in that a bad state, a car. It starts up first time, it runs perfectly. You know, the seat belt, sometimes the retention doesn't work, but luckily for today's video we're going for a safe drive. It is working, and it's an old car. It understeers like mad. You get loads of lift off oversteer as well with the skinny little tyres, and it's just a fun little thing to drive around. But I know that my M2's not racking up miles, and I'm saving money whilst I'm doing this. So how much did it cost me to add to my insurance? So the car was 250 quid. For the year, this car basically cost me an extra, I think it was £90 plus the admin fee. So I had like 8 months. I've got 8 months left on my policy. So really, all in all, it's fine, but it's perfect for a little fun thing. You can heel and tow, you can rev match, you can chuck it round. Look, there's a little Polo GTI there. Look, here we are. Just get some. It's mint. It is mint. So that is why I bought it. You know, the steering wheel is a little bit grubby. You know, it looks like, I don't even say what that looks like, and it does feel a bit grim. Yes, it does feel a bit unsafe at 60 plus miles an hour, but it's saving me money. And I think for anyone who's, you know, got some sports cars or whatever, I don't know why you wouldn't buy something like this to just drive as a daily to and from work. Basically, I don't care what I'm seen in, right? My general passion is my car, or is cars, and it has been for a very long time. And I know that I can go back to my car on the weekend or when it's nice weather, get in it and still feel special. Driving a car to and from work, you don't really get to appreciate it much, but this is exactly why I bought this, because I've got all of this. Everything works. Air conditioning, automatic lights, indicators. The horn, that does work, I've just tested it. All of that for 250 quid. Like, you can't do better than that. I don't think you can, and I'm pleasantly surprised at how much I actually got, well, how little I got this for, to be perfectly honest. So, that's it. That is pretty much it. So, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What else would you have got for that budget? What would you get for 250 to 500 quid? Because I generally think that you can't really get anything better than this. I think I've got a solid buy here, but hopefully the engine doesn't blow up.
So there you have it, guys. That is why I bought that Clio, just for a run around, and to be honest, I couldn't be happier. 250 quid, I think, well spent. So let me know what your thoughts are on the car. Let me know if you've got any dailies and what they are. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Take care.